Women, you are your own worst enemy. And this comment was made by Somizi, who would post a video only a few hours ago where he would, number one, express his solidarity, the woman shutdown that's going to be happening, but he would also talk about the fact that women are their own worst enemy when it comes to coming together as one.
I've only caught up now to the profile picture thingy, the people profile picture stuff, you know, and I will still remind you guys, Ugut, women, you are your own worst enemy. Please make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Why should there be any woman who is against this? Never mind us. Tina would understand, not even understand, yeah, would understand if there are men who don't support this purple profile picture, because the reason why there's this shutdown on the 21st of November and asking everyone to change their profile picture in solidarity to the GBV and etc. and femicide and dun is because of men. Some men. But for women, to have women in this platform saying it's too performative, it's dun. Nkosi yami, sikelela amakhosikazi ase South Africa. Women, you are your own worst enemies. Stop it.
Y'all aren't really hearing Somizi out. Rei Nkuna really is male-centered, and her apology gaining 1,400 likes. And many of you might be asking yourselves what would prompt Somizi to make such a video. Well, a very popular TikToker whose name is Rei Nkuna on TikTok would post a very critical video regarding the decision a lot of women in South Africa have decided to take to change their profile photos purple in solidarity with the women's shutdown that is set to be happening on Friday the 21st of November. You see, for a little bit of context, Rei is quite a controversial TikToker because a lot of the times she just speaks what's on her mind, and a lot of her audience actually loves her for these takes because they see them as nothing but refreshing. Because a lot of the times she says the quiet part out loud and she's absolutely unashamed to do so. However, in early November 2025, South Africa would actually start witnessing a surge in activism against gender-based violence and also femicide. And this would obviously culminate in a planned nationwide shutdown that was organized by civil society groups, Women for Change.
On the 21st of November, we are all, as women, going to wear all black. And we're gonna turn our profile pictures, TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram profile picture, purple. Okay, go onto Pinterest and just search purple. Put purple on your profile picture. We're going to be protesting, marching, or showing up for all the women that have been raped, have been assaulted, have been victims of any type of abuse at the hands of a man. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Genoeg is genoeg. It's enough.
And this movement would go absolutely viral, with people jumping on the trend and deciding to stand in solidarity with this movement by changing their profile photos to purple. And that's the reason why if you scroll on any social media platform, especially in South Africa, you will notice that a lot of big influencers and a lot of content creators have decided to make their profile photos purple. And a lot of people were in support of this movement. However, Rei would post a video that has now been taken down where she says some unfavorable things about the changing of profile photos, and she would absolutely be dragged online for her views.
Online activism doesn't work on me. I'm not going to change my profile picture to purple because a bunch of performative keyboard warriors are trying to shame me into doing so. If you wanted to make a real change, you would. Join the virtual walk. Check for more info on the Women for Change website. Go run a marathon. Find your nearest NPO, NGO. Matter of fact, just name 5. I bet you don't know. What have you done besides change your profile picture to purple? Where were you when I released an article about this last week? I had a whole campaign designed. Please, I make real change.
Rei Nkuna has been this way, I'm just not surprised. I had to quickly unfollow her. Kiskaila Ngwano gaining 4,800 likes. And an interesting comment saying, the more purple profile pictures equals visibility. Visibility fuels awareness. Awareness fuels conversation, and conversation fuels action. Thanks so much, Rei. It seems as though many people online were very disappointed in Rei's take on this matter.
Maturing is realizing that Rei Nkuna is actually male-centered and she does not even advocate for women whatsoever. Because she claims to advocate for women, and when women finally stand up all together massively as a unit, she calls them performative. And then she says that she makes the real change. She's male-centered. Her page revolves around men. She's male-centered. Like, male-centered is not only women that love men, it's sometimes also women that hate men. You love them so much you hate them.
So Rei Nkuna has been getting dragged, and I believe you guys know why. She posted that video saying that no one is gonna force me on my data, on my Wi-Fi, to post that profile picture or turn it purple. But then about 3 hours ago, she posted an apology video, and I'm like, you were speaking with so much conviction. Stand on business, no, step on business. Because I'm conflicted as to whether that apology is genuine or just her trying to get people off her back.
However, other people would dig in her past and find that, well, this isn't the first time Rei has been critical of women in South Africa.
The reason why I don't care about women suffering anymore is that women will knowingly date a rapist or a man that victimizes women, and if you let her know about her man's transgressions, she'll turn a blind eye. And influencers, celebs, libabanchi, you guys are a lot. Libabanchi shem, I feel nothing for you guys. Next.
With one comment on her old videos now becoming viral saying, the signs were always there. We see now, gaining almost 1,200 likes. However, quite surprisingly, Rei wasn't alone in this sentiment, because another TikToker whose name is Mohale would also express his frustration with only changing her profile photos purple but not really doing anything in order to effect change for women in South Africa.
I'm sorry, but someone has to say this. I'm not gonna keep quiet. There's certain things that I don't like about the Women for Change protest. First of all, I support it and I stand for it. But as a person, you can also have your opinion on it and be like, like, first of all, the purple profile pictures. That was a smart idea. It brought so much awareness and I love that. Cool. But we can all agree that that can't be it, right? That can't be the only thing. Then y'all ladies responded and said, oh no, but we're gonna dress in black on a specific day. Okay, that sounds like y'all cooking. Y'all kind of cooking something. I see. Okay, what else? Then we're gonna be laying on the floor for 15 minutes. Huh? Then you expect change. That's where you lost it.
Now, quite shockingly, Mohale wouldn't receive as much backlash as Rei would for her video, but there would still be people in his comment section who would ask then for solutions if them making their profile pictures purple wasn't really the answer, with one comment saying, I hear you, now give us a solution. You can't point out a problem and not come up with a solution for it, gaining 3,248 likes. But even another comment saying, you do have a point. And to be quite honest, I think the reason why Mohale's video was accepted a bit better than Rei's video is all because of tone. You see, Rei's tone in her video was very blunt and painfully honest, which many people could misconstrue as her being demeaning towards what the movement stands for and people changing their profile pictures to purple. You see, the truth of the matter is, a lot of the times it's not what you say but how you say it, because I'm of the opinion that Rei did genuinely have a point, but the way she addressed her point made a lot of people get defensive because of how blunt and harsh she was. And now, unfortunately, your intention means nothing because your core message wasn't received well. And nothing expresses this more than Mohale's next video, where he would actually defend Rei and provide some context to what she was saying.
I'm sorry, but I stand with what Rei said. Hear me out. Not in the way you're thinking. In the sense that Rhea was basically saying is that she stands with the agenda that you guys are pushing, but she doesn't stand with the way y'all are pushing the agenda. Are you hearing me? She supports the movement, but she doesn't support the way you guys are pushing the movement. She's basically asking for more. And I totally agree. Cause sure, people can change their profile pictures, turn them purple and all that stuff. Sure, y'all can do that, but what else can you do? You can't just do that alone with no marches, no fundraisers, no something, and expect better results than people who have been fighting for this agenda for years.
With the comments in this video also echoing this sentiment, with one comment saying even an abuser can have a purple profile, gaining 2,300 likes. It looks like a trend more than a protest. I agree, or maybe you explained it better and that's why she's misunderstood. You see, the ultimate truth of the matter is a lot of this bickering is actually overshadowing what this movement represents in the first place. And I do think that just like what Somizi said, sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. Not every sentiment is meant to be shared. Not every thought is appropriate to be shared at a certain time. It's just some things you have to know when to keep to yourself and when to share to your audience. Because your timing, your delivery can absolutely make or break your point. Ultimately, Rei did have a genuinely good point. But the problem is, it's not about Rei. It's not about Mohale. It's not about Somizi. It's about women. It's about justice for women. It's about justice for the many women in South Africa whose voices haven't been heard, whose stories haven't been told, and those who are unable to even speak for themselves. Mark your calendars, because on the 21st of November 2025, everybody has to show up for those who unfortunately can't show up for themselves anymore.